Bereshit too seems to offer a second account of the creation of man, this time however with the additional details as to where Adam and Chava made their home. And in doing so, we have a description of this mythical location known as Gan Eden. It was into Gan Eden that Adam and Chava were placed and eventually banished. With reference to Gan Eden, we are told that a Nahar yatsa mi Eden lahashkadet hagan. We have a river originating in Eden, and from that river, the vegetation of Gan Eden derived its nourishment. The pasuk goes on to state that Umisham yipared, from Eden, the river divided, v'haya la'arba roshim, and became the fountainhead for 4 other rivers or tributaries. For the past century or so, especially in non-Jewish theological circles, there has been this quest to pinpoint the exact location of Gan Eden and these 4 rivers. Theories abound. Most have limited substance to back up their claims in this ongoing attempt to locate Gan Eden. Within Yahutut in general, the exact location of these 4 rivers and the need to discover Gan Eden has moved very much into the background. The account in the Chumash is that a single river flowed out of Eden and then does something that most rivers do not do, namely, it splits into 4 separate rivers downstream, all fed from a common single river source. The reality, however, is that most rivers throughout the world work in an opposite sequence, that you have multiple sources or tributaries that eventually make their way and combine into a single river. Example can be brought from the Ohio River, which eventually becomes the major river of the United States, the Mississippi. The Ohio River actually begins where 2 rivers flow together in Pittsburgh, and these 2 rivers terminate when they flow into the Mississippi. The pattern of rivers as observed in nature seems to be just the opposite of the pattern that the Chumash describes with respect to this river that flowed from Eden into Gan Eden. For this reason, the author of this blog claims that nobody has been able to look at modern maps of the regions mentioned in Bereshit, skip that and figure out exactly where Gan Eden was, at least from the present topography of the lands in the Middle East. Regarding the identity of these 4 rivers as recorded in the text, Rashi can only identify 2. They are the Pishon and the Prat. The markers attached to the first of the 4 rivers, the Pishon, is that it encircled the Eretz HaChavila, and in that Eretz HaChavila one would find Zahav and other precious metals and stones. Rashi links the Pishon to the Nile River. The descriptive for the second of the 4 rivers, the Gihon, is that it encircled Kol Eretz Kush, and Kush is understood to be the area of the world now defined as Ethiopia. The Chidekel went through Kidmat Ashur, ostensibly Assyria, while the 4th river, the Prat, has no identification descriptives attached to it. Merely that the Nahar HaRevi'i, that 4th river, Hu Prat. Rashi links the word Prat phonetically to the river Euphrates that extends from Upper Turkey down into what is now Iraq. I have taken this digression to amplify the first of the 2 examples that Rashi brings, that Cain's Garua offering were bundles of flax. Aside from the fact that this view is expressed in the Midrash Tanchumah, there seems to be nothing in the wording of Pri Ha'adamah, and in fact it may be in conflict with bundles of flax. Flax is not a fruit. So therefore, at the very least, Rashi should have provided some textual basis for his assertion regarding Cain's offering, and this is a point that the Rebbe addresses and answers by drawing upon Rashi's commentary to Bereshit 2:10 regarding the first of the 4 rivers, the river of Pishon.